So once
Correct.
again, I welcome all of you to the session. So let's begin the session. I just want to give you a brief introduction about what is our national education policy. So which has changed and due to which we are into this sessions right now. So the NEP 2020 calls for a shift from the assessment system that is summative and primarily tests the rote memorization skills to that which is more regular and formative and is
The
more
session is
competency
not
based.
visible, ma'am. Only welcome slide.
Yes, I've not started. I know. I've not yet started on the topic. Okay. So I'm just giving you a brief note on all these things before I go to the topic. So what does the NEP promote? It promotes the learning development for our students and tests the higher order skills such as analysis, critical thinking, and the conceptual clarity. So when I talk about competency-based education, it is an approach to teaching, learning, and assessment that focuses on the students' demonstration of their learning outcomes and attaining proficiency in the particular competency in each subject. So the competency-based education, it integrates the higher order thinking skills, interdisciplinary approach, and the problem-solving skills, as these are essential in the today's modern world and in the workplace as well. So hence comes the need for our classroom transactions to shift towards a competency-based learning and education. The content will focus on the idea, application, and problem solving. The classroom sessions will have more fun, creative, collaborative, and exploratory activities. To achieve this, we need to have a precise, measurable learning outcome. So now let's understand what these learning outcomes are all about. Before that, I'd like to I would like you to understand what is a general objective of learning mathematics. So it encourages and enables the student to recognize that mathematics permeates the world around us, appreciates the usefulness, power, and beauty of mathematics, and enjoys mathematics and develops patience and persistence when solving problems. So these are the general basic objectives that a student follows when he or she is studying mathematics. So now let's come to the learning objectives or the learning outcomes. So before those, I would like to tell you that our every syllabus must have three main components. That is the goals, which I spoke about now. Next are the objectives and the learning outcomes. So why these things we should know clearly before understanding what learning outcomes are. These three terms often accompany one another, but what do they mean and how do they differ? That's what we should clearly understand. So what are the goals? Goals are the largest category. It includes the critical thinking, transfer of the content, and the creativity of the children. And the objectives lays out and we lay out these objectives within the goals. So as a map of action to achieve these goals. So objectives are the map or the direction in which to achieve these goals, right? And if objectives are what the instructor puts into the course and plans for achieving the goals, then the learning outcomes are what the learner actually produces. They explain what the student will be able to do as per the instruction, analysis, or discussion. So I think you would have got a clear idea as to what goal, objective, and learning outcome is about. Now let us, I'll show you some few things that I have taken down about learning outcomes. You can just have a quick go through. So what I spoke just now, they are the goals for the student learning that we as the instructor set for our topic or the concept. It demonstrates what we want the students to know, do, or value by the end of the topic or concept. The learning described in the outcome should encompass the essential and the significant knowledge and skills the student should develop in a course. In the process, they generalize their learning and integrate it with other areas of their lives outside school, and it helps them learn the concepts in a more focused and meaningful way. So for this, further on it, it should be measurable and it should be clearly understood by all the students. Okay, and it provides an opportunity for the teachers to reflect on the curriculum and the context of learning, content, application, and assessment to be designed for ensuring a desirable degree of competency. So we can understand all these or how to write a better learning outcome for our lesson plan. That is what we are going to understand next. So a complete learning outcome would consist of an observable behavior. That is, it should be written with an action verb. Should be written with an action verb and a skill or knowledge or ability. For example, when we talk about, you can read it later on also, no problem, because I'll be sending you the PPT. I just want to tell you as a gist that a lesson plan should be written with an action verb or skill or knowledge or ability. So for example, if I can give you an example, right? Identifies the place and place value of a digit in a number. So the word identify gives the action that the child is going to take. And for what he identifies? He identifies the place and the place value of the digit in a number. So this, I think by now you'd have understood clearly what these action verbs indicate. So they explain clearly what we want or what we expect the child to do in that particular part of the lesson or the content or whatever you are going to present. So some of the things that the categories of cognitive skills that come under are, I'll just discuss, are knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. I would like to show through the Bloom's taxonomy. So Bloom had developed a list of actions that expresses the learning level associated with the outcome, right? So I'll just show you that. So an effective learning objective, it should have 5 components, which are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So when I say specific, what part of the lesson it is dealing with? That's what it means by specific. Measurable, in the sense when we use the words like identify or explain or create or solve, construct, develop, organize, justify, all these things are measurable terms. And attainable in the sense it should be achieved within that period of time. See, when you take a class, we can talk about like what you are expecting the child to understand by the end of the lesson, or when we teach the concept, what they are able to attain by then. That is what is all about attaining, that whether it is whether it can be done. When you say the child knows numbers, that does not define clearly what he knows, how much he knows, cannot be measured or cannot be attained. So it should be something which can be measured and attained, and it should be relevant to the topic. When we are talking on numbers, it should be relevant to that number system, and within that period of time, that learning objective has to be gained by the child. So Bloom's taxonomy has given real access to understand these learning outcomes in a very beautiful manner. That's what I would like to talk about. And I'll show you a hierarchy of thought processes, that how the learning outcomes takes place in the Bloom's taxonomy. You can see under the right from the lower level, or the lower order of thinking skills. Remember, understanding and apply comes in the lower order of thinking skills, and analyze, evaluate, and create is in the higher order thinking level. So here there are certain verbs which need to be known how the child, when you introduce a lesson, it's first only the concept that the child is knowing, or the how to define the term, or how he will state it. All these are coming under the remembering. And under understanding, he'll be able to classify, he'll be able to describe, or he'll be able to explain the kinds of angles, or this kind of terms will explain to you how you can use it for your understanding of the concept. And for application, they will execute or they will solve a problem relating to integers. All these kinds of things can be described by the words. The terms like solve, use, demonstrate will talk about the application of the content. So all these things, all these years, whatever we were doing was this lower level of learning outcome. We were not concentrating much on the higher level, higher order thinking skills, and how we can make the child competent in analyzing and finding a solution on his own. That was the main thing that the present educate, that is policy, which speaks of. So how to do that? So the higher order thinking skills include the students to that is the terms that can be used to describe it is compare, he can justify or design. So these all, for example, you will apply when you talk about case-based questions, right? In case-based questions, what you are doing, what we are doing is we are making the child understand the question. He takes up what is the matter given in it, and then processes it in his brain, then understands what he should find out and how to go about it. The process is important here. The end product is not important. That's what we have to understand in using the Bloom's taxonomy mainly. So I have included here some of the action verbs that you can use for writing your learning outcomes, which I'd like to share with you. These are some of them. So which you can use under each of the cognitive skills. So under knowledge level, you can use the words like list, state, recall, and all that. And then under the comprehension level, you can use words like identify, describe, express, locate, interpret. All these words will talk about the comprehension level, that he identifies an odd number, he identifies a prime number, he is able to express the number as the sum of primes. All these are the words that you can use for the comprehension level. Then comes to application. Here how he will solve. He is able to solve a problem on a linear equation, or he exhibits excellence in solving linear equations, simple equations. All these are the things that he can that you can apply for expressing it. And then analysis, synthesis, evaluation are coming under the higher order thinking skills. So when you talk on this, when he will be able to, that is, he is analyzing what we are teaching, and he is coming to a conclusion, or he is arriving at a conclusion how to differentiate the things that he has learned in the course of, in the due course, how he can understand each concept separately, how he can value it, and how he can develop all these whatever he has learned to create a new one, when you give him a problem, like for example, how do I uh, okay, let me tell you, in case of when I talk about triangles, if you give him a sum where it has got applications of finding the angles, or using angle sum property, as well as the finding the exterior angle property, as well as other properties of triangles which he has learned. So he has to, when he looks at the question, he should be able to understand what he has to apply, which property he has to apply here. So that comes in the higher order thinking skills. So in problems of those, they need to apply all these. So we need to grade our content in such a way that we cater to all the needs of these student learning in it. That is the way we have to frame our learning outcomes. So it's not only the lower order thinking skills, but we have to give importance to higher order thinking skills by making them realize and understand and make them think. That is the main thing I would like to tell is we are not giving them opportunities to think and find out by themselves. We are just giving them a problem. We are telling the rule, they are solving it. That's what all these days we were trying to do, right? To some extent we were creating some activities and all that, but now the change, what the change we have to bring in ourselves is that we should allow them to explore, think and analyze and come to a strategy to find a conclusion. That's what is all about learning outcomes. So I'd go further into this learning outcomes through the lesson triangles. That's what the topic, and I'll just show you a few ways in which how you can frame the learning outcomes or how to go about the lesson in such a way that you will get the objectives, that is the learning outcomes are realized by the student or the child. That's what we are going to see next. I know I have given you enough theory portions, so you would have got bored by now. Okay, so you can just the cells be sending it to you, so you can use these terms. And what will be your assignment is you can just take any one small topic, small part of the unit, a lesson, and just try using any one or two of these to frame the learning outcomes, which will help you. Right. So once you practice that, it automatically you can develop it. That first you will find it a little difficult to do, like how and what to use and where to use and which term to use. So slowly, when you keep doing it for a unit, you'll understand. So I think when we do this lesson, by then you will gain some knowledge as to how to go about it. Right. So let's go on to the topic. Triangles and its properties. We are going to deal with it. So before the lesson starts, anyway, when once you are in go on to the boredom mode, so I want you to make you alert. So what I want you to do is physically make you aware. So what did you do today? Did you exercise? How many of you exercise in the morning? How many of you do yoga?
Sometimes.
Okay, good. Sometimes.
Not,
Very nice.
not,
Very
not
nice.
particularly, ma'am. Household works itself is like exercise, I think so.
Yes, I know. I can understand. That's true for all the ladies. That's a main problem. We need to, but really, we need to allot some time for ourselves, at least a 5 minutes to just keep our eyes closed and organize our thoughts, which helps a lot in the due course of the day, right? So one of the yoga poses that helps us to relieve the anxiety. That's what you can see in the screen. Before that, what are the learning outcomes that I have written for the lesson? You can just go through, read it. At the end of the lesson, the student will be able to name and label the parts of a triangle. Draw triangles accurately. I have taken only few of it because you can't fit in everything. So just the basic things, what, when you do that lesson, what you expect of the child to understand. That's what. So we should ask ourselves the questions like, what do we want the child? What do we expect from the child to do? So compare different triangles in order to classify them on the basis of their sides and angles. Then locate the median altitudes in a triangle. He should be able to do it with ease. Then verify experimentally all the properties, that is the angle sum property, exterior angle property, triangle inequality, as well as the Pythagoras property, and apply the property in solving problems. These are the basic outcomes that we expect of the children. And it concludes, then finally, he also uses the inequality property and concludes that a triangle can only be formed if the given length satisfy the inequality property. Under that condition only a triangle can be formed, and he formulates strategies to solve problems in his real life. These are the main objectives that we would be dealing with in the lesson. So the content I don't think you need. So we'll just go on to this yoga pose, which releases of anxiety and stress. It is called the Adho Mukha Asana, which helps you to relieve, and it relieve the stress, as well as it helps to strengthen your spine. Okay, so when you get time, you can just do this in the morning. It just requires a minute. So just as soon as you get up from the bed, maybe you can try it. So we all need to just spend a minute or two for ourselves, which will help us do it. And similarly, it holds true for children. Before the lesson, we can ask them to do some physical activity, which will make them alert in the class. So these are some of the things to be physically fit. Next goes how you prepare their mind, right? How to prepare their mind. So I have here some fun activities. So these are some triangles given here. I would like you to work on it and tell me quickly as to how you will find the triangles, and can you find a sequence of doing it? That's what is the question mainly. How will you understand and do? You can count slowly, you can take your time, but how you can find it fast, and how can you do it in a short time? That's what is my question. So in the first triangle, there is only one. The second one, how many are there?
Two.
How many? Three.
Three.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Five.
Next one.
Three.
Next
Four.
one.
Four.
Six.
Third.
Six.
Third.
One,
Third
two,
figure.
three, four.
Third one is six.
Six. Very good. Excellent. Beautiful.
Thank
Then
you.
the next one. Fourth one.
10,
Fourth one.
10,
Please tell me. 10. Very good. Who said that? Very nice. Very good. Very good. Now go ahead. Now the next sum. The next one. The
Ma'am, are you
last one.
sharing the screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Uh,
Can you see the number of triangles that I'm showing? Are you able to see?
just a minute. Ma'am.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
is a lot
now I
of disturbance from your end, I think. Now you're able to see? Okay. Go ahead with the last one. Can you count?
20,
16, ma'am.
Plus?
16.
Huh?
20,
How many? 20.
16, ma'am.
Okay,
16.
20. 20. Very good. So can you tell me how will you go about doing this? What is the pattern that you can follow? Okay. Just tell me. Here, I'll just write 1. Here, this is 3, you said. And the third one is what? How many?
6,
Six.
So how do you get it? How do you get it? Can you follow a pattern? Yes. See, how do you count here? Here there is 1. Here there is 1 and 2, right? We number it.
Yes.
So if you add 1 plus 2, you're getting 3. Here there are how many triangles shown in the figure? 1, 2, 3. So if you add them, what do you get? 6, right? So it's easy way to find the pattern. So now you can find out now this one very easily. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 gives you 10. Now go ahead with the next one. The last one. The same
1,
process
2,
you
3,
have to
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
28.
How many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10.
There are 4. See, look at the bigger triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bigger triangle. So it is 10. Already we found out here, isn't it? We found out here. It is 10. So another smaller triangle. Again another 10. So total is
So 10 plus 10, 20.
20. So now how do you apply for this? Look at this. How will you apply it now here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
First, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to take first 4 1. This and
Think.
right side.
First
As it
four
is,
and another six, two is there, ma'am. 1, 2,
Hmm.
6.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I think so, ma'am.
No,
39.
no.
Is it 30, ma'am?
Yes, very good, Nandini ma'am.
30, ma'am.
Yes,
39.
39.
39.
Okay, how do you go
39.
about it? You see, take the first bigger triangle. 1, 2,
2,
3,
3, 4,
5,
5,
6.
6.
Add up all these, right? It comes to
Yes.
21, right? Then you add up this. 1,
21, 1, 2, 3,
5.
2, 3, 4, 5.
When you add all the 5, you get 15,
That
right?
is 15.
So
21
15.
plus 15.
Hmm. Then here, how many?
1, 2. 1,
2 plus
2,
1 is 3.
3.
So total
3. 39.
right? Clear? So this fine is
Yes,
sequencing
ma'am.
and reasoning. That's what we want children to do. I hope you understood why I gave you this exercise. It was so that the child should be able to reason out. So that is why I gave that sequence. Otherwise, I would have just given one triangle and asked you to find out. It was not needed, right? So are you able to understand whenever we do anything, if we go follow a certain path, then the understanding goes to a deeper level, right? The child absorbs the thing very easily and will never forget. That's what we have to train the children for. Okay, let's move on to the next thing now. So now here I have a triangle for you. See, every child, now I know that you all know all these things, but just it is to exercise how we can make the child understand clearly, right? They have some prerequisite knowledge when they come to 7th or when it comes to 6th standard, it is they don't know clearly what a triangle is and just a faint idea about it only they have. So we should think that they don't know, they are just coming. So let us try to recall what they know. So how do you define a triangle, or what are the parts of a triangle? That's what we can ask them, right? So we can see that it has got, what are the parts it has got? Can you please name one by one? So I'll note it down. What are the parts of a triangle? How do you name the parts of a triangle?
Corners, edges,
Vertices, side,
So
and
it
angles.
has got, yes.
edges, sides.
So it's a polygon which has
Side,
got two
corner.
sides, right? So for
Edges.
sides, vertices,
Sides, vertices,
And angles.
the angles.
angles.
These are the parts, right? So
Yes,
now when
ma'am.
I talk about sides, we know the sides are AB, BC, and
CA.
CA, right? And the vertices are A,
A, B, C.
C. Okay. So how else can you name the side? Can you name the side only in this way? Is it possible to name the side in any other way?
We can have small letters A, B, C, opposites.
Yes, very good, very good. So this only what we need to tell them, that the opposite to the angle A, you can name it as with a small letter A, and opposite to the angle B, you can name it as small b, and opposite to the letter C vertex, you can name it as small c, right? So how to name the sides other than naming it as a line segment? Clear? So this is very, very important aspect to introduce at this level. They should be able to understand this very, very clearly. They should have a clear idea of it. Then naming angles, I know everybody will be able to do it. You can name it as BAC and BCE, right? There is a lot of disturbance, I think, from somewhere it is. Okay, now no problem. So now next thing what I would like you to ask is, which is the side opposite to angle B?
AC.
AC. They should be able to identify it. Generally, children, what they will do, they will search which is the side which is opposite to angle B. Suddenly you ask them, they are not able to identify. So they should know very clearly which are the side opposite to the angle, angle opposite to the side. Respect these two things. They should be very clear before we go ahead with the next part of the lesson. I hope you got it.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
this will make the child remember each and every part. Whenever, anytime you ask them, they will be able to tell. So do some exercises, like you tell them or show them one of the side or one of the angle, and then ask them questions like which is the other opposite side to the given angle, or angle opposite to the given side. All these things, more clarity to the triangles, and they will understand what are the parts very, very clearly. They will never make mistake in naming an angle. They will never make mistake in giving the side opposite or adjacent or whatever you ask. They will be able to tell very, very clearly. So the next thing what we can do is all about finding the kinds, right? Can you identify, name based on the sides and angles? We'll just go through. This is an exercise of what we can do, try out in the classroom. The first one, what kind of triangle is it?
Scaling triangle.
Triangle.
Okay. Based on the sides, you can call it scaling. Based on the angles,
Right
Acute
angle.
angle
It's an
triangle.
acute angled triangle.
acute. So we can name it together as it is a acute angle scalene triangle. How do you name it together? Acute angle scalene
Scaling
triangle.
triangle.
Okay.
AC
Want, I
and
can
BC
write.
are same only, no? 8
Yes.
centimeters.
Acute angle.
So it should be isosceles.
Isosceles.
Yes, yes. Oh, I have written 8 here. Okay, sorry. Sorry, even I never
8.
noticed it. Right. It is an isosceles triangle. So
Okay.
you can call it an isosceles triangle, right? Here, since the sides I have made, I think this is 7, that overwritten. Okay. So I meant actually acute angled scalene triangle only, but while doing it, maybe I made an error there. Okay. So it's fine. Never mind. Whatever it is, you are able to name it. Now, similarly, can you name this again?
Right angle.
Right angle scaling triangle.
Angled
Scaling.
and scale and
So this exercise will make them revise whatever they have learned. Right? So the next one, the same way. Acute angle, isosceles,
isosceles
triangle, right? And the third one,
equilateral and acute angle triangle.
so they will name by using both the sides and angles. I think from somewhere there is lot of noise.
Some noise is
Yes,
disturbing.
yes. 1 second. I don't know from where. Who was that? I'm not able to make out. Anyway, I think maybe the network is weak. That is why that sound comes. Okay. Anyway, you understood how it can help the children. Now, after this, when you go to explain about all the kinds of different kinds of triangles, that is the isosceles triangle, the special kinds of triangles, they will be able to understand what you mean by the property of isosceles triangle. How do you tell that? You just I can go back here. So if you have the triangles with you, if I'm not able to change, you have the triangles with you? Cutouts of triangles with you? I told you to have some triangles cut out. Yes, very good. So you can take out that. Let's go and learn the angle sum property, right? How do you do it? I think it's Papati ma'am. Papati ma'am, please mute yourself, Papati ma'am. Yes. 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 Now, using the triangle. Now, how do you, if I stop sharing, I think it will be clear. For some time, I'm stopping sharing, but how do I spotlight for everyone? Yes, I've spotlighted myself. Okay. Now you'll be able to see. You're able to see? Yes. Yes. So what we are going to do is we are going to show the angle sum property. For this, what you need is you need to cut out all the 3 angles. You need to mark the angles first of all with your sketch pen or something, and then tear off those pieces. Will you be able to do that? The first kind? Just give me a second. Yes. Tore off, and then after tearing off those three, if you color it, it will be easy. If you color the with different colors, it will be easy for you to identify the angles. Okay. So these are the three different angles that you can shade, and you can tear them apart like this, right? All the three. And if you put them, place them on the straight line. I don't think it will be easy to show this. Okay. You can arrange it on a plain A4 sheet. You can arrange them, all these angles.
The cutout parts, right, ma'am?
Yes, yes, yes. You arrange the cutout parts like this on the paper. You can see that they all fall into, you mark a point on the paper and then just place them, right? I'll show you the thing clearly. Yes. I'll just put Fevi-stick and quickly stick it and show you. Okay, all of you can do it. I think it is not very difficult. Yes. Has anyone done?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, ma'am, I have done, but I
Yes,
don't
ma'am, I have done, ma'am.
Yes.
It came 180
Yes.
degree.
Yes. Very
Like a protractor,
clearly,
ma'am.
beautifully it will come. See.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can do it very clearly. Actually, it should neatly, it will come. If you place it correctly, it will come very neatly. There won't
It
be
will be
any.
like a protractor, ma'am.
Yes, exactly like a protractor. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Yes.
For me
So
also.
this is what is one way of doing, finding out the angles and properties.
Some people.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
ma'am, I got it.
Another way, how will you fold by paper folding? How will you show it to the children? Right. See, I'll take the bigger triangle. I think that will help easily. You'll be able to understand easily. So take the triangle and all these angles, you have to bring it to the base by folding, right? See, like this. And how will you fold it? First of all, you should know how to fold it. For that, what you can do is, you can take
Ma'am,
a
excuse
scale.
me, ma'am.
Yes.
This activity we have to use only for equilateral triangle or any other triangle?
Any triangle you can try out for all the three triangles. That's what I wanted to you to. Very good question. This is what same thing the children will ask. Is it possible or not? So we want that you to think like a child only now, right? So that is the purpose of our session. So like this, you find out the perpendicular. See, when you give it a fold, you will know where to place this, where to fold and place this, right? So fold and place it at this point, right? And then give a crease. Next, bring this part of the angle, right? I think I'm clear, right? And hold it and make a crease. Then the other one also simultaneously. I'll just do it. Keep it on my table and just do it and show you. Okay. So here it looks like a pocket. I'll mark the angles differently so that you can understand. Yes. Do you get it? Can you see?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, we have learned that the perpendicular, when you take the vertex and place it on the perpendicular bisector, it all that is nothing but the a line passing parallel to the triangle, the angle so formed will be equal. That is what we are trying to do here. So see, clear. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So when they do it differently, they will understand it better. Yes, it is 180 degrees. They will believe. That's what our purpose is. Right? Is it clear? Can you show me what you have done? Yes,
One
very
more
good,
time,
very
so
good.
ma'am.
It looks like an envelope, right?
Yeah,
Looks like
ma'am.
an envelope. Yes. So this is the way you can do.
This
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes. Okay. So now same thing in the same way, you can show the, we learned now the angles opposite to the given side and all that. With that knowledge, let us go to the exterior angle property. How will you show the exterior angle in a triangle, right? So what same way, what you have to do here is, take any triangle, take another triangle like this and extend, stick it on the paper and draw a line to extend and show the exterior angle so formed on any one of the sides. Any one of the sides, you can show the exterior angle. See, I'll just draw and show you. So, can you see? Can you all see?
Yeah, ma'am.
The line which is which has been extended,
Yes, ma'am.
the baseline has been extended, so it is forming an exterior angle. Then you can name this exterior angle, give some name A, B, C or PQR or something, and this SS, whatever name you can give. Now this is the exterior angle. So exterior angle, exterior to the triangle. So like this, can you have any other exterior angles in the triangle? Is it possible?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
It is possible. Yes, that's
so
what we
little
should
bit
ask the children.
up, little bit up, ma'am.
Oh, okay, okay. Now is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, because I'm not able to understand how much you are able to see. Right? This is the way you will be able to do it. Right? Now, after getting the exterior, knowing the exterior angle, you can ask them, is it possible to have more exterior angles to be drawn to the triangle? Is it possible?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, they will tell, sometimes they might tell no, sometimes they might tell yes. So we can understand that clearly then, and you can show them by extending each of the sides of the triangle, you can show them the exterior angle. Now, the exterior angle property states that the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the interior opposite angle. So they must understand this concept of interior opposite. Okay, so they will tell which is the interior two opposite angles to it. Now they will tell this and this. Immediately they will show this. Okay, so you have to tell them clearly it is interior but opposite to this angle. So which are the ones which are opposite to it? These two angles. So if you cut out these two angles and place in the space, you will see that it completely covers the space. Can you do it? Can you do that? This activity, when they do it on themselves, they will clearly understand the exterior angle property. I will show you on the slides. Don't worry. The same thing. So, but first you have to do it. So I've drawn the outline of the triangle and then we'll cut out those pieces and stick it.
Completed, ma'am.
Yes. Show me. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. So that's the way, that's what I wanted you all to understand and realize. So the child will understand what is exterior angle property by doing this. See, when you stick the triangle in this manner, he will be able to understand it very, very clearly. It's clear? It's clear? You can give the names to the sides. I didn't name it. You can name it and do it. So, are you able to get it? So they will understand which is the
Same
angle
like this.
opposite.
We want to
No.
stick, ma'am.
Yes, you have to remove it from the triangle, right? You need to remove the pieces from the triangle and stick it. Okay,
Yeah, ma'am.
understood? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I think if you use white, I am not able to see this, find out clearly. Just give an outline. So this will help the children understand the property in a very easy manner. The most important thing here is to make them understand the angles opposite to the exterior angle. That is what is main purpose of doing this. So they will understand the property as well as they will know which are the angles opposite to the exterior angle. Now I had asked you to bring some straws. Yes. Did you carry it with you? You have the straws with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So I asked you to cut it into 10 centimeter, 7
Seven.
centimeter, 5 centimeter, and 4 centimeter, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Four pieces I'm having right now. So you take any three of them, any three, whichever three. So I think this is 10 because this is smaller. Yeah, so 10, 7, and 4, right? Or 10, 7, and 5, whatever. So when you place them, does it form a triangle? That's what you have to see. Does it form a triangle? Is it forming a triangle? Is it forming a triangle?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can do it and show. You can do it and stick it and see for yourself.
Ma'am,
Now
ma'am.
yes, yeah. Okay, you can stick it on the paper so that you will understand. So the child will also understand. Then after that, ask them to name the vertices and find a relationship between the sides. You ask them to add the two sides, right? These two sides,
Yes.
and see whether it is, what is the relationship that they are getting. What will you get? What will you find when you add these two sides? When you compare it with this?
Third side. The two sides will be greater than the third side.
Yes, that is what we expect the child to understand, right?
Yes.
In all
Yes.
the situations, in all the three ways, they have to add and see whether it is formed. If it is working, that means a triangle will be
Form a
formed,
triangle.
right? Otherwise, it will not form. See now, here, look at this. Is it forming a triangle?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Whichever way you try to bring it closer also, it is not forming, right? It cannot form. Is it forming?
No, ma'am.
It won't form. So so when you add this two measurements, what are you getting? This is 10 and these two are what? 5 and 4. 5 and 4. So it is less than 10. So at least one, when instead of doing all the three, at least one condition, if it is not fulfilled, it shows that you cannot form the triangle.
Triangle.
Very clearly it is understood, and the child, we need not tell them what is the property, name the property and tell the statement, nothing. By doing, they will understand. By doing it, they will understand it very clearly, the property. How a triangle can be formed, or when a triangle can be formed. It's clear? Clear? The next thing that we have here is the Pythagoras property, right? So one of the proof I will show you. So what does a Pythagoras property tell you? I think I can stop sharing and show you. 1 second. Can you see the, I have just taken out from the children's book and taken a picture and showed how beautifully they have done. Okay. So this is the next one, the second method. Clearly they have marked. And the next angle sum property, the exterior angle
Ma'am,
property.
I can't see the your slide.
I'm not sharing
No, you're sharing only, ma'am.
Only, ma'am.
because I'm not in the presentation mode. That's all. Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm not able to change. It is getting stuck. So I thought I can show you this way at least. At least we will be able to do things. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now, after this, there are some questions for you to answer. We didn't do medians. Yes. Let's do
Yes,
the
ma'am.
medians first. How to do the medians, right? In this tension of creating the showing you, I forgot about the medians. So let us do that. Right. So how do you find out the medians of a triangle? What is a median? First of all, let us know. What is a median? What is a median? Can anyone just tell me?
The
Path
line
from
segment
vertex to
which
the
is
opposite
vertex
side.
to the opposite side of the
Opposite side.
midpoint.
Anywhere on the opposite side? Anywhere on the opposite side?
Midpoint,
Midpoint
it's
of
crossing
the
the
Midpoint of the
midpoint of the
opposite
So
side.
how do you find the midpoint? See, you can bring these two vertices close together and just give a crease. Just give a crease here. So you will get the midpoint, right? You get the midpoint. Then using a scale, hold it in such a way that the opposite vertex and this point lies in a line, right? Lies in a line, this point. Are you able to see? I don't know whether I'm showing it to you.
Yeah, ma'am, yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So then make the crease, right? You make the crease. So you get the first median. Can you see? Am I showing the first median to you clearly? Yes. Like this, you can find for all others. So for all others, how do you do? How do you do? Just bring this closer, these two vertices, where you have to find the midpoint, and make just a small crease you need to make, and then join it with the opposite vertex. Using a scale, you can do the folding, which makes the work easy for you. So just hold it so that they see that they are in one line, and then make the crease, right? See, the other second median also we could get it, right? Now similarly, you can find out the third also. Can you find out the third and show me? Can you find out the third one and show me?
Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Yes. You can try this with all kinds of triangles, whether it is obtuse or acute or right angle. In all these, how does the median appear? That's what the child should observe. Right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah?
Yes.
Got all the three?
Yes,
Do you notice that they pass through the same point? I think I made a mistake in folding. 1 minute. You find that they pass through the
passing through the
same point. So can you name the point?
Centroid.
Centroid of the triangle. So the medians meet at a point called the centroid. Next, similarly, altitude. You can show the altitude of a triangle, right? So for showing the altitude, you can take right angle, any kind of a triangle you can use, and you can find out the altitude. So in case of right angle triangles, see how to know, I'll show you. This is a right angle triangle. Can you see? It's a right angle triangle, right? You can look at it and take a right angle triangle. What do you observe here? What is an altitude? Fine. Tell me.
The side will become the altitude.
How do you find the altitude? What is an altitude?
Perpendicular line.
It is a perpendicular line
90
passing
degree.
through the vertex to the opposite side, right? So
Yes.
the property that we use for folding that when we did the angle sum property, the same way, see, the scale is now perpendicular to the opposite base. Can you see? Yes. And as well as it is touching the opposite vertex. Clear? Yes. Are you able to notice?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. So when you respond, I'm able to understand that you are clear. This is what we expect of our children also. So this is one of the altitudes. Now in this triangle, how do you find the altitude for the other two sides?
That altitude becomes the side because it's a right angle.
Yes, that
It's
is
an
what they will understand by doing it.
They
Okay,
will confuse
so
them.
they will always get confused with this. They'll be searching, ma'am, I'm not getting, what has happened? Where do I find? How do I find? Please show me. All that they will start telling. Okay, so they will realize by using, that's why I took a right angle triangle particularly, and do all the altitudes meet inside the triangle?
No, ma'am. Sometimes on the triangle, in one of the vertex or in on the triangle also it happens.
Think and tell me. Is
Can
it
you
possible?
can you ask
For
once again?
obtuse angle, yes. In case of obtuse angle triangles, you find that the altitudes do not meet inside the triangle. Clear? So
Yeah.
these questions will make sure what the child has understood. When you ask questions like this, how many medians can a triangle have? How many altitudes can a triangle have? You have to go grade it one by one. Will an altitude always lie in the interior? It makes them think, right? It makes them think and understand. And they are asked to draw a sketch to show if it is not true. So they will think on it. And can you think of a triangle in which two altitudes of a triangle are two of its sides? Just now,
I'm sorry.
at which, can you think of a triangle in which the two altitudes of the triangle are two of its sides?
In right
Right
angle.
angle.
Right angle.
Right angle triangle.
Okay. Yes.
Hmm.
In which triangle will the medians and altitudes be same?
Equilateral.
Equilateral triangle.
So this understanding is very, very important. So this is how you should conduct the class in such a way that they will be very clear about what concept. This is a small part of the lesson. We are dealing with only medians and altitudes. So how to reinforce immediately once the activity is done, you should give them some reinforcement questions, which will help them to understand the concept very, very clearly so that they don't forget it again. So immediately it should be done. You should not wait for the lesson to end to ask these questions, right? So this helps the child to understand it very, very clearly. Right, now let's go on to the next part of it. We are typically, you can see, what kind of triangles can you see here? Is
Right
it a triangle?
triangle.
It's a
Yes, right angle triangle. So
Right
in a right
angles.
angle triangle, how do you first name the sides? Can you name?
Adjacent side.
Right
opposite side,
triangle.
hypotenuse.
Okay. If it is since it is a sandwich, it looks like identical sides, right? It might be a square piece, so it looks identical. So these can be called the arms, and the longest you can see one side is very long than the other two. So that's called the hypotenuse. And always you find the hypotenuse opposite to that of the right angle. So these things are to be stressed while teaching. So they will identify, they will tell you whether it is a right angle. How do you know the triangle is right angle? How do you know the triangle is a right angle triangle? Nobody told me that.
90
degree.
degree.
90
One of the
degree.
triangle 90 degree.
Okay, by measuring. Other than that, suppose 7
800.
feet of the sides are
L
given.
shape.
L
How
shape.
will you find?
L shape.
Perpendicular to the line segment.
Okay. Okay, right. When immediately, that is what is the answer that you will get, right? Now, next, let's go deeper into the right angle triangles. So, Pythagoras was the mathematician who found the relationship between the sides of the right angle triangle, right? So, he identified that in case of a right angle triangle, especially the sum of the squares of the two arms of the triangle is equal to the square of the hypotenuse, right? And there were many other contributions that this mathematician has given to us. So he identified the irrational numbers. He was the first person who applied mathematics to music and found that the strings with lengths that are whole numbers produce harmonious tones. So this is a beautiful thing that which he has found out, and he has connected maths with music and found that music can heal people. Music can heal people when they're sick. They can be they can they can be cured by listening to music. It relaxes them. Okay, and he identified the properties of numbers such as odd, even, and perfect, and introduced geometrical algebra using geometrical figures to solve equations, and he introduced the Pythagoras theorem. So that's what we are going to do right now. So you have to cut out squared papers. Okay, these are the check sheets. I don't know where I'm showing. I'm not able to see whether you are able to see or not. Are you able to see?
Yes, ma'am. You can see.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a 3
3
centimeter by 3 into 3 square. Then another next one,
4 into 4.
4 into 4.
Four.
And the last one,
5 into
5.
5 into 5. When you stick it on a paper, you find that when you stick it, you will see how the triangle or what it forms, right? Will you stick it? I'll show you, stick it and show you what happens when you do it. Just let me apply little glue to it so that at least it will stick. You can also try doing it. Once you cut off the squares, it will be easy. So I have not stuck it fully, just a bit. So you can see. Can you see? Are you able to see clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? You are able to see it?
Yes, ma'am. Pythagoras theorem, ma'am.
Yes, Pythagoras theorem only. So you can see, if you keep your scale like this, you can see the angle so formed in the triangle. So what kind of an angle is formed here?
Right angle triangle.
So
Right angle triangle.
you find that if you add, how many squares are here in this?
3.
Unit
Nine.
squares? How many unit squares are there? 9 are there, isn't it?
Yes.
Here, if you count the
16.
unit squares, 16. So 9 plus 6 is
25.
25.
25.
So here you count the number of squares and see.
25. 25.
25. So this proves the Pythagoras property that sum of the squares of two sides or the two arms of a triangle is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. And it is always, you find that the hypotenuse is the longest side in a right angle triangle, and it is always opposite to the right angle. Right?
Yes.
So very beautifully you can show this to the
Completed.
children. Yes. Were you able to do it? Yes. Beautiful. Good. Nice. Wonderful. You can take any length, okay? Any square of, but it should be a possible. So I'll just show you one more beautiful thing about it. Just came across this. It was very interesting. If you use GeoGebra, you can create a Pythagorean tree. If you know to use GeoGebra, it's an app for learning mathematics.
Yeah,
So
ma'am.
you can get a Pythagorean tree using that. Okay, so I just took a picture of that because I don't have the app right in my laptop, so I just couldn't do it. So this is just a picture of how you get it. You can see how it is forming. When you move the axis, you can see clearly how the tree is getting developed. So this was very
Using
beautiful
Pythagoras
and
theorem.
yes, using Pythagoras theorem, right? So it was very interesting. So I thought, okay, let me just show you. That's it. And I would like to add up some more things on this lesson. How much time is left? Oh, it's almost time. So just go through some of the activities that they did for art integration. What is this? Can you tell me what kind of art is it?
With the
It's called,
triangle.
yes, it's called Worli art. Worli. WORLI. Okay. Worli art. This, our wall is painted by the children, and I've taken a picture of the wall painting that they did. Right? They use triangles here to represent some story or whatever. It's a very beautiful art form which you can give for the children as an art integrated activity, right? Another one I'll like just show you one more. This is one more with this 6th standard child did. So, okay, it's a beautiful work. So I just took out the pictures from the classroom and I just wanted to show you. So you can understand what are the activities that you can give based on this topic, right? So I think I have covered almost everything, and some questions at the end of the lesson which you can give are this kind, where they will try applying all the properties. So find x and y.